This playthrough is rated E for everyone. This game is reminding me a lot of Mr. Wizard. God, I feel old. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Legend of Legaia. In the last episode, we entered inside the Maw of the Juggernaut. And it's been a very harrowing experience. For those of you who might be, oh, well, this is not harrowing. Kamaro level 3s. Yeah, for those of you who may be younger, maybe the Magic School Bus might be a better reference. But Kamaro level 3s, they have 1,940 HP, 360 MP, 263 attack, 388 UDF, 314 LDF, 331 intelligence, 222 speed, 140 agility, 3,720 experience, 1,031 gold. They're Earth Elemental. We better kill that guy because he stole my War God band. Anyway, wind weakness to wind. They can drop. You can steal Spirit Talismans at a 5% chance. Healing Fruits have a 12% chance of dropping. They can bite, lava breath, and steal, and physically attack you. The absorption rate is 15%. And also, last episode we found the villagers of Rim Elm who are being absorbed by the Juggernaut. So we need to, defeat this place as soon as we can, so they can actually, not get absorbed. Yeah, these monsters are starting to slowly whittle me down because of all the magic attacks. Yeah, that's a danger of this final area. It's just the, all the magic is actually pretty effective against us. But if we do a bit of miracle arts, we'll take care of that. Yeah, we seem to be entering a new part of the body now, but I'll talk about that when we actually get it. Yeah, the Kamaro, despite them being damaging summons, they're not so bad in terms of their physical attacks here. Really, it's their magic. Actually, any of the creatures, their magic is pretty dangerous. Although there is one really nasty, dangerous creature in this area that we're gonna have to worry about. We'll probably end up having to use either revives or heal quite a bit here because of that creature. But I'll show it off when we actually get to it. Yeah, we've been having a journey through the body, I mean, it probably would be better to be Magic School Bus, because as much as I liked Mr. Wizard as a kid, it was very cold science, you know what I mean? Ooh, we got healing fruit as well. It was one of those that purely taught science, and that's all it was, which is fine. It's just, kids today would probably need more of a Beekman's World or something like that, Yeah, let me heal really quick. Yeah, I think we're hitting the lungs now. I think we're going straight to the heart of the matter. You know what I mean? Anyway, if we search over here, we get a secret item, the metal goblet. Yeah, this thing is really nice. Let's see, let's get rid of... Technically, I don't need money anymore at this point, so I could probably get rid of the gold book. But anyway, the metal goblet keeps your AP at 100, so yeah, we can just activate hypers all the time, making that a little bit easier. Oh, right. I also want to quit the Crimson book because I need to start working on my levels. Now let's get rid of the Bronze book. I don't really need that as much. Where's the... Because I need Vahn to at least gain I need to get him at least level 39. Let's see. We'll give you the Bronze book because I don't need the money that badly at this point. Alright, anyway, if we go over here, we get raw Seru thongs. No, it's not what you think it is, and it's not for Noah. It's actually the best footwear for Gala. Don't put that vision into my head, viewers. I won't do it for you. But yeah. So oh boy. Alright, let's fight another new enemy. Iotas. Alright, Iotas. Yeah, I think we should fight like most of them. I don't know if we found every single level 3 creature, but yeah, and, since we're at since we're at level 3s, I can just or since we have 100 AP with Vahn now, I can just kind of go all ham hog. But anyway, Yoda level 3s have 2,750 HP, 320 MP, 287 attack, 360 UDF, 294 LDF, 297 intelligence, 240 speed, 136 agility, 3,990 experience drop, 937 gold drop. They're Earth Elemental, weak to wind. You can steal life grails at a 1% chance. Spirit Talismans have a 1% chance to drop. They can physically attack you, use Paralyzing Wave. Their absorption rate is 35%. Yeah, they paralyzing, all it does is it paralyzes you for that turn. It's not like a permanent affliction or anything like that. So as soon as the turn restarts, they'll be able to move again. So it's one of those just annoying attacks that does a little bit of damage and stops you from getting your turn. So if you're faster than them, then it doesn't matter. Or not. Never mind. Yeah, no, it numbs you. I was thinking of another... Sorry, I was thinking of a different ability. Yeah, they'll usually use Paralyzing Wave on you. Maybe if I have... well, if I cast a Spoon or something like that, I can heal it. Because I've got that at that point. I wonder if I'll be able to maximize... Actually, technically I could cast Orb if I really wanted to. But might as well just finish off with Vaughn since he can finish these guys off, so... Yeah, just keep going at it. There we go. Yeah, we got Spirit Talisman. Not that I need it, but... Because really, Gala is really the only person I'm going to be using magic on for battles, really, for the rest of the game. So, but it's still nice to have it. Alright, now we're going through the lungs or something like that at this point. I mean, we were going through the lungs before, but... yeah, I think it's like supposed to be the bronchi or something like that. It's been forever since I studied biology, so you'll have to forgive me when it comes to stuff like that. So anyway, let's keep going. And okay. Obviously, this is a game's interpretation of the body, but you know, hey, at least it's more detailed than most other games that do the whole body thing. Because most places will just do like the stomach, and that's pretty much it. But these slipperies will help clear that with the slippery level 3s here. These guys are actually pretty nasty because their magic's pretty powerful, and they could do the big wave ability without having to spend a turn building it up. You know, unlike Zeto. They have 3,004 HP, 400 MP, 275 attack, 428 UDF, 456 LDF, 258 intelligence, 240 speed, 138 agility. They can drop 3,900 experience, 1,062 gold. They're water elemental, weak to fire. You can steal magic rails from them at a 1% chance. Lost rails have a 1% chance of dropping. They can physically attack you, big wave, and moldy breath. And then they have a 15% absorption rate. Not quite enough damage though, because even though they're weak to fire. Yeah, I'll have to heal after that just because. Well, mainly because Big Wave does quite a bit of damage. Oh dear. Yeah, I'll just attack with my Rasaru, I guess. At least now I can cure a rot with the spoon. I can't believe all of those hit. And slipperies are probably one of the more... Well, not the most dangerous enemies in this place. Now, that'd be another creature we're about to fight here pretty soon. We'll probably end up fighting them. As soon as these guys quit hitting me with their tentacles. Watch out, Noah. Don't get close to the tentacles. No reason that I mentioned that specifically. Nope, not at all. Ignore what I just said. That was not a thing I said. Yeah, the reason I want Vaughn to have at least 39th level, that'll make the next thing I want to do a little bit easier. Actually, 42 would probably be better, but I don't want to over grind. So yeah, okay. And not enough for that, so we'll just do this. There we go. Yeah, quit surviving barely. Yeah, no, the slipperies aren't the... Well, they are bad, but just because of their magic. But if they all cast Big Wave on me, they could almost finish me off, actually. That'd be kind of scary. Now it's the other creature of darkness that would cause trouble. Really? You blocked it? Come on. I mean, I guess I could equip targeting chains, but they're useful, but I'll just attack with whatever. Probably just gonna kept attacked with all Rasaru, maybe might have finished it up. Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the dungeon. You know, I probably could have continued on a bit further, but I didn't want that episode to go too long. I'll save that for the final episode, though. All right, Vaughn gained a level because of the Crimson Book. Otherwise, he would have gained it about the same time as Noah. So. Alright, so we're going through the bronchi, alveoli, maybe the arteries, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess we're that small when going through this body. Okay, I'm going to go right first. And here we get the best club in the game for Gala, the Rasaru club. So now he's decked out in his final gear of the game. So yeah, no more ultimate than ultimate equipment. So yeah, it gives you 100. And he's got the club, helmet, plate, and thongs. Ooh. Now he's maxed out, so yeah, we don't have to go to some hidden shop or some random dungeon. Nope. The final stuff is here, but who knows about final stuff? Gilliam level 3s. Alright, these guys are actually the enemy that drops the most, out of bosses, these guys will drop the most experience out of any standard monster in the game. So if you're going to be level grinding, you could try for these guys. Alright, Gilliam level 3s, they have 3,542 HP, 550 MP, 237 attack, 442 UDF, 498 LDF, 357 intelligence, 228 speed, 178 agility. They drop 5,250 experience, 1,406 gold drop. Their element is lightning. They are weak to nothing. And you can steal wonder elixirs from them at 5% chance. And then they don't have any item drops, unfortunately. And they can attack you, use Thunderstorm, and their absorption rate is 1%. And I think they have the most HP of the standard monsters too, I think. Oh no, it's the second closest in terms of most HP. The first is the Golden Bison. At like and it gives a decent amount of money, but at this point in the game, since we're getting the final equipment of the game, we don't need money as much. And we've been getting quite a few drops when it comes to like healing berries and magic fruit and stuff like that. So really the only thing I'd use my money on is really just to buy that gear that like heals your HP while you're running AP, HP, and MP while you're walking around, and that's pretty much it. But really with I have much better. Oh yeah, and hit with his club does 2 attacks now per hit, so. So now if you're trying to get extra hits out of him, just use the arms because that gives him 2 attacks now. Kind of like Noah's Terra, you know, Noah's Rasaru Terra. It does 2 attacks now per hit. You know, these guys kind of remind me of like weird alien spaceships or something like that. Maybe that's why their summon is a space cannon or something like that. Wouldn't be surprised. I gained a level for Noah. Yeah, look at all that experience. And if you have the Crimson Book, get a little bit more. Okay, and then let's go this way. And here we get another armband. All right. Not kind of too late for that. We don't really need it that badly, but yeah, whatever. All right. Here in this area, we're going to be starting to fight creatures that can be very, very dangerous. So you have to be careful. Because, oh, this is it. Oh, dear. These are Puero level 3s. These are probably the most dangerous creatures in the whole game because of their death game. Now, you fought them before and you're like, oh, well, that wasn't bad. There were some cards that do like, oh, one does like, you know, healing you or hurting you. And then, yeah, there's that death card. But if you actually fight them, well, let's just say the death card is a little bit differently in this case. Let's see if we can finish them off as fast as we can. Or at least, I mean, I do want to fight these guys regularly because of their drops. But yeah, anyway, they got 2,000 HP, 480 MP, 367 attack, 410 UDF, 328 LDF, 245 intelligence, 350 speed, 102 agility, 3,991 experience, 1,093 gold. They're dark elemental, weak to light. They can drop crimson books at 3% chance. So I want to see if I can get 2 of these from these guys at some point. They don't have any item drops. They can attack you physically and with death gain, and their absorption rate is 15%. But yeah, these guys' death gains can possibly one-shot the, or could possibly kill a full party because of their death game. Here we go. Why is it dangerous? Because there's only one death card. There's only one live card. I like it there. Yeah, that's how you can possibly get like TKO'd, because of if all 3 of them get their death gain before you do, then there goes your party member. You lose all that HP. Hopefully you're paying attention. Oh, I lost track of it. Nuts. Crap. Oh, no. Yeah, I lost track of it really fast. Who gets killed? Gala. Ow. Oh well. Yeah, I lost after the third twist. I lost track of it. Luckily, these guys only have 2,000 HP, so a good combo on them will finish them off. But, ow. Oh well. Dangerous. Yeah, these guys can possibly kill a run if you're not careful. Overall, like I said, this game has some trouble spots, but for the most part, it's not super difficult. This is the only part of the game where I'd say it's super difficult, is, you know, these guys. But anyway, if we go right down here, we get the final melee weapon for Noah in the game, the Rasaru Fangs. This is our final weapon of the game. Yep. 498, so she's got her ultimate gear, the Rasaru Fangs, plume, robes, and shoes. Now she's looking angelic in this whole situation, so. Alright, let's head on back. And down this way, then we want to go right again. And here we get a Rasaru Blade, the final weapon of the game for all our characters, and the final weapon for Vahn himself. It barely breaks the max attack of the Astral Sword, but the Astral Sword has terrible agility, so it's better to get the Rasaru Blade. But yeah, he has the Rasaru Blade, seal, armor, and boots. So now we are the epic hero of epicness. So let's continue on. Alright, Gala gained a level from that battle, so very nice. Yeah, we're fighting more of those Gilliams, so yeah, if I can get a couple more Crimson books, that'll make it easier, but I'll do that off screen, so. Alright, and here we are, folks. This is it. This is the final save spot of the game. And if we jump on these things here, they'll open up the final door, but I'm not ready to go in there yet. Not sure-y. I want to gain another level, so let me go ahead and save it. Now wait for it to load up. And let's see. Okay, save it under here. Alright, so before we head on and do the next bit of stuff, I want to go ahead and grind out a level really quick for... I basically want Vaughn to get 39. And I also want to see if I can get a couple of Crimson books as well. So I'll be right back after I do that. Oh, Vaughn gained a level for that battle. Wow, that didn't take very long at all. Nice. Alright, I didn't get the Crimson books I wanted, but I did want to get level 39 for Vaughn. I probably should gain more levels for this, but I'll be good in this case. I might want to gain some more levels for Noah and Gala really quick while we're here, though. So, yeah, let me do that really quick, and then I'll be right back. So that way I'll even it out a bit. Alright, Vaughn gained another level. I think we're good on that. Yeah, I just left him with the Crimson book on the whole time. Yeah, 40 I think is good. 39, I probably could have done it 39, but 40 will give me a little bit of breathing room for what I actually want to do. So, okay. Actually, if you really want to be super comfortable, I'd say 42 is probably where you want to go with this. Alright, let's head out of the... Because if we go past that save point, we actually leave the dungeon, which you can do if you want to beat the game. But there's one last thing I want to do. Well, actually, two things before we finish the game off. So I'll come back to this point before the next episode. But my plan now is to finally take on the final side challenge of the game, which is the Muscledome. So let's head back to Seoul and take it on. So... Okay. And the reason I wanted to gain some levels by doing the final dungeon before doing it. Not so much for the equipment, because equipment doesn't really matter for this whole section. Because of what the master course does. So, let me go and, technically I don't need any, actually technically I don't need MP, so I get to go straight to the Muscledome. All I need is HP, which I've already healed up. So, yeah, reason to get to level 40, or at least more, is to give me a bit of breathing room for the Muscledome because of what it requires. The Muscledome requires you to not have any equipment. Only thing you can equip is accessories, and you're supposed to use that to basically beat a bunch of bosses back to back and to win the ultimate prize. So it can definitely be a challenge there. So, let's go ahead and prepare for the final Muscledome and see if we can beat the final challenge before we beat the final bit of the game. Alright, so we need 3 important items for this fight to make it doable. Absolutely, you want the Defender Chain. There's like no way to survive this without the Defender Chain. And the Life Grail. Without the Life Grail, we have no way of healing ourselves outside of beating the battles. Now, if you're really high level and you can beat the battles fast enough to get the restoration from the 2 different turns, yeah, that'd probably be it, but, okay, where's the Wonder Amulet? We also want the Wonder Amulet, because some of the creatures in here could turn you to stone and other things, and this basically will protect you completely. So, yeah, this equipment doesn't matter, the Rasaru stuff, because we don't get that for doing the Master Quest. So, alright, let's do it. Like I said, I'm 40. If you want to be super comfortable with this fight, I would go in this at level 42 instead. But I think we could do it. Technically, I probably could have done it. To the Muscledome. Now, technically, I probably could. Round 1. Sorry, I just wanted to say this stuff. Technically, I could have done this at level 39, but the thing is, this battle has quite a bit of RNG that we have to worry about. So, so to basically make the RNG work in my favor, I wanted to basically give myself a little bit of breathing room just in case. But anyway, we fight the Iron Man. So the way this works is we basically just want to utilize our arts whenever we can at any point, so that way we're not dragging that. Whoops. That way we're not dragging out the battles as far as we can. So we want to finish these guys off as fast as quickly as possible. So yeah, we got the Iron Man as the first fight. Yeah, the reason we put the Life Grail is it gives us quite a bit of a heal for ourselves in between the battles. Yeah, we'll have to probably call it. Also, spiriting is your ally in this case. So we want to spirit because we want to heal in between turns as well. Yeah, I think it's like, I think I heal out like 10% of my HP per turn, give or take. So so I'm healing about 250 HP per turn, so that should be able to heal past a good deal of damage on me. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just do. And also the Rasaru, since technically you don't have any of your equipment, but your Rasaru is still technically whatever level it is. So it's actually probably going to be the most effective damage is your Rasaru there. Yeah, the first 3 battles aren't too bad overall, depending on your level, but hopefully you beat them fast enough to heal your turns and stuff like that. Yeah, really take advantage of the Life Grail's healing capabilities. Yeah, Vigoro level 2. This guy shouldn't take too much either. So let's Spirit first turn. Yeah, the Defender Chain is also going to really help. Yeah, it does suffer from RNG. But it's better RNG than nothing. You could... Some people could make an argument for the counterattack amulet, but I feel like the Defender Chain has a better history of working than the counter chain. Oh no, the counter amulet seems to, or no, it wasn't the counter amulet. Was it again? Well, anyway, the amulet that basically lets you counter. A lot of people said that could work, but it, like I said, I feel like the percentages are way too low for that to occur. I haven't been. It hasn't been consistent for me because it's one attack that causes you to counterattack, but with the Defender Chain, you can possibly defend every single attack, so the percentages go in your favor. But anyway, got the Gold Bison here. This guy can create a bit of damage to us, but as long as we Spirit and let the Life Gem do its thing as well as the Defender Chain, we should be able to survive it pretty easily. Also, since we're taking advantage of the Life Gem, we need to take advantage of doing turns where we just Spirit so we can heal ourselves up. Ow. Yeah, this guy hurts like a truck. Oh, whoops, I did. Ah, whatever. I want to finish some of these guys off as soon as we can, because we do get some healing in between the battles as well. So there's that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Vaughn in his regular gear. Regular gear! Yeah, it's not as impressive as Metal Gear.
Round 4.
Alright, this is the boss we can use for healing because of, this guy is really easy. So if you're low on HP by this point, I would use this guy for, to take a couple of turns to heal yourselves back up to max if you can. Because Caravan is not going to do hardly any damage to us. He's just as weak. And his fire attack doesn't do that much damage either, so... And then for... I'll just still do that attack anyway. Yeah, see, we can one-shot me without hypering. But I was already maxed out in HP, so I didn't feel the need to. I probably had a good level 2 because I did give most of the stat boosts to Vaughn throughout the whole game. So all the Miracle Waters and stuff like that, and the power thing. So I'm probably a lot more tough than I would normally be at this level. That's probably why I could have done this at maybe 38, but at 38, there's way too much RNG. Like if one of the bosses gets a good, actually I'll just Spirit. If one of the bosses gets a really good set of combos on you and the Defender Chain doesn't work, even at level 38, there's a high chance that I wouldn't survive that battle, especially near the end of the tournament part. The early parts maybe, but not that I have any experience from that or anything. No, there's been people as well as myself who try to test lower levels and see how the earliest you can. Most people say 39 is probably the earliest level you can do this, and that's outside of Miracle Water drops and stuff like that. Yeah, Zeto's another healing level because of his attacks don't do that much, and his big wave can be defended at, so you always know it's coming. I got one more turn of physical attack should be enough for this guy. This guy doesn't have a lot of HP, so yeah. See how he doesn't do that much damage. So even with him hitting me that many times, but think of if another boss did that though. You know what I mean? It's really rounds about halfway point, because yeah, unlike the other two battles where you only do 8 rounds, this one we have to do 13 rounds. Oh, well, that actually is scary because, you know, of who we have to fight.
Round 6.
Alright, now we got the Berserker. Here's where things can get a little dangerous, mainly because of his ability, because he can actually stun, petrify you, as well as do like rot and stuff like that. But since we have that, we actually have nothing to fear from this guy. Yeah, remember this guy was considered the toughest boss in the game relative to our power? Well, not so much. But yeah, just keep spiriting and attacking. Should take like 2 turns, maybe 1 turn if I got lucky, but yeah, if you don't have the If you don't have the Wonder Amulet, you could probably, this would probably be where your run of this run would end. Okay, I heal about 200. For some reason, I thought I healed 10% of my HP. It's 200 just in general. So anyway, yeah, this should be enough to finish him off. All right, there he goes. But yeah, this guy could be used as a healing round too if you're low on HP for whatever reason. This next boss could be a little scary because of, well, we fought him before, but he could be a little scary. But depending on the RNG, you also could use this as a healing turn against Zane again. So mainly because of we can prep his attacks with his his Terio punch. But unless he wants to cast Bloody Horns every turn, that could be dangerous because that still does a decent amount of damage. But still, we can still heal mostly through his attacks. Also, another reason I wanted my level to be this high is so I could get a decent amount of HP, as well as raising my natural defense up a little bit outside of equipment. But yeah, unfortunately, if he wants to do this every turn, I might have to spirit every turn just to block it if it really comes down to it. So, okay, that'll give me, basically him doing Bull Charge gives me a free heal turn, which is nice. So I'll just block again. Yeah, it still does a decent amount of damage, but it's still better than nothing. Okay. Yeah, let's use Miracle Art on him. There's actually a few bosses up ahead that are actually really good healing turns as well, so. Yeah, this is the main reason why I wanted to buff Vaughn throughout the whole game. If I really wanted to min-max, I would have given Vaughn basically every single stat boosting thing in the game, but I wanted to like the HP stuff, but RNG is not working for me today, apparently, in this case. Oh well, not much I can do about that. Otherwise, he would be doing Bloody Horns to me all the time. Ah, this game really doesn't like me, huh? Like I said, not much I can do on that. Maybe we should try to finish this guy off as soon as we can, so. Because this RNG wants to hit me with Bloody Horns every turn now. Okay, one more turn. Hey, I'll take regular attacks because we might be able to block those. So. You want to do another Bull Charge on me? Nope. He wants to do his best attack on me. Of course he does. Why not? Yeah. This should finish him off, I think. There we go. And we do heal in between turns, so there's that. Yeah, don't see him do his weak pose every so often. Very rare.
Round 8.
Okay, now we fight a villain we haven't fought in a while. Dohati. This guy can be kind of annoying, mainly not so much for his physical attack, but his specialty attack. But once again, we want to basically just have enough AP to start wailing on him. Hopefully, he doesn't do his Chaos Breath. That's his worst attack, really, in terms of damage. We want to. Hopefully, the RNG will allow us to not have him do that every turn. And this guy will take a while just because he's got 30,000 HP. So. But, I mean, yeah, Chaos Breath does give us our AP, but I'd rather get it from Spirit than anything, so. I like the fact that because of where he stands, we're basically crotch punching him to death. Seriously, game? You're not going to block all of my attacks? That's really annoying. When the defender chain fails you. Like I said, there's a bit of RNG in this. Okay, there we go. Whew. And yeah, we can do a bit more damage this time. I don't want to drag out battles too long, otherwise, you know, otherwise our HP will drop too low, that type of thing. But yeah, I like the fact that we're basically crotch punching him. This is what you get, Nohadi, for everything you did. Uh-oh, this is gonna hurt. Unfortunately, because of the way, the randomness of him, there's really no way to guess when he's gonna do Chaos Breath. I just have to kind of do it when I do it, or have to block when I do, so. I mean, he has a. I mean, there's a way to guess when he'll do his Chaos Breath, but because of the way the attacks work on him, because he gets bigger every time you punch him. Did I ever mention that he gets larger every time you hit him? I don't think I ever did, but yeah, he does have a boiling point when he uses his Chaos Breath because he punches it, he gets bigger, so he. Yeah, not enough for a Miracle Art. Oh well. But we have enough for a Fire Blow in that, so. But yeah, because of fighting him does causes Chaos Breath to form. You can kind of manipulate his attacks, but. He's probably gonna do Chaos Breath now, yeah. Might take a few turns to heal, just let myself auto heal back up. That way we can get back to normal, so maybe save it for Miracle Arts in this case. I'm always bad about gauging when when I need to prepare for his Chaos Breath. Yeah, let's spirit a couple turns. I think he might Chaos Breath here pretty soon, so might be next turn. Like I said, I'm usually bad about guessing when he Chaos Breaths, even though it's pretty obvious. There we go. Go and use Miracle Art on him just to get him down a bit. Jaw. I don't know why that's funny. Yeah, right in the stomach. Actually, it could be a crotch punch or a stomach punch. Either way. Either way makes it satisfying. There we go. Alright, there he goes. Yeah. Well, you did get smacked quite a bit. Okay, so these next few fights are actually pretty decent healing spots because these guys have a pretty obvious pattern to them.
Round 9.
And who are these people we have to fight? The Delilahs. Yeah, Lou Delilahs, first of all. So the way they work is basically the first 2 rounds, we want to just attack them. And then we want to spirit on the 3rd round every time. Because they have a... I never went over this the first time we fought them, but this is their attack pattern every time. So usually use this chance to get either some AP grinding or something like that. Get some decent damage, and then spirit on the 3rd turn every time. Because yeah, they do their special attack every 3rd turn. So that's how their AI works. So yeah, Lou's the easiest to fight because you can block her first couple strikes on her plasma strike, and then her final strike is the one that is guaranteed to hit you. But yeah, after that, then we let's see. Now, actually, I'll just do, and then the roster for the rest of it. But yeah, 2 turns block, 2 turns spirit, 2 turns spirit, and we should be able to whittle our way through her pretty effectively. Yeah, she's almost down too. And we should relatively block our attacks pretty effectively, so. Might be. Okay, 1 more turn and that'll finish her off, so. Ow. hopefully she doesn't go over your 200 HP limit. So actually, might just finish off without using my AP. Yeah, one more plasma strike. Yeah, too bad the Delilahs weren't more of a common threat in the game. Like we only fought him during the final sections of the game, really, when you think about it. Well, actually, no, I guess section 2. But anyway. Yeah, we'll just finish her off with the raw Seru. I should do enough damage from that. There we go. Alright, there goes Lou Delilahs. So now, it's time to set up the next encounter, because, well, you already know we're fighting the Delilahs at this point, so.
Round 10.
For the guy Gala had a challenge with, now we'll beat him easily. With Che Delilahs this time. So his attack's a little bit more stronger because you can't really block his final strike. I mean, you can spirit it, but what I mean is you can't just I don't really want to waste a turn building it for Vaughn's craze, so we'll just do oh right, I can only do so many attacks because I haven't maxed out my agility at this point. But yeah, you can only spirit his attack, but you can't like actively block some of his damage with the defender chain. So his strike is a little bit more dangerous than Lou's, but nothing we can't handle. Yeah, these are good healing encounters because you could just, if you really take a lot of damage, you could just spirit through these attacks and heal pretty easily through them. So. And this guy doesn't have a lot of attacks, not as much as Lou does. But he does do more damage. But yeah, then Spirit. And then wait for the Megaton press. Yeah, it does quite a bit more damage, but then we'll be able to heal that within the 2 turns that we've got. So, yeah, I'll just do that. Yeah, not getting enough AP for mirror cards, unfortunately. Oh yeah, talk about a crotch punch, right? Because of his size. Yeah, I think if we did that tornado flame, he got a scar on his chest, it'd be like Sagat or whatever. Actually, that's how he got a scar in the canon in Street Fighter. Was Ryu doing that attack on him? His Shoryuken. I was about to say. Yeah, unfortunately, this defender chain is like, you know, a godsend for this fight, but you do have to survive the RNG. That's the only thing I don't like about the Muscledome is it's very RNG dependent. As far as I'm aware of, no one has been able to really, outside of just pure levels, you know, no one has really done like a no defender chain run of this, because especially Life Grail, you have to use an accessory on Life Grail. But yeah, you'd have to be almost like, I wouldn't say double the levels, but you'd have to have a pretty high level to be able to do this without defender chain and be able to tank the damage. Wait, did I not? Wait, hold on, did I forget to? I thought I spirited. Why did that do so much damage? Did I attack during that turn by accident? Huh. Whoops. Maybe I did. My bad. I was wondering why I took so much damage. I was like, hold on. Why did I take all that damage? Did I just forget to block during that turn? Maybe I did and I wasn't paying attention. Or maybe he just hit me really hard. I don't know. Yeah, that surprised me when I saw 1,000 damage. I'm like, well, hold on. There we go. Yeah, you got hurt pretty badly, but we'll heal a lot of it, so don't worry. So now it's after the Delilahs where we get the big challenges of the fight.
Round 11.
All right, time to finish off the trio with the leader themselves, Guy Delilus. He's a little bit more, obviously more dangerous than his siblings because of his special attack. But same thing, attack twice, spirit. And we should be able to block most of his attacks. I get my RNG on that one's pretty lucky on him, so. I don't see him block my attacks too often. Okay, well, better than I guess. All right, spirit. And here comes his burning slash. Ow. Alright. Yeah, not too bad, but still. Yeah, not enough AP for Mirkar, so it seems like, but I said I can't drag it on too long. Luckily these guys don't have a crazy amount of HP because they're meant to be fought solo, so if they were meant to be or weren't meant to be fight solo, these fights would take a lot longer, but yeah, overall we're getting pretty lucky on that. Alright, spirit again. It's really the final two battles of the Muscledome challenge that will test your RNG luck. Because if your RNG is bad, you know, you might need to be level 42 to like really not worry about the RNG as much. Ow. Sorry, that tickled. I shouldn't really be tempting fate by saying stuff like that though, so. But I like tempting fate, even though it usually bites me back in the rear when I do that. Okay, well, there I go tempting fate, and I take more damage than I should be, so. Yep, he's almost out, at least. Yeah, it's nice to see the Delilus come back at least one more time. Yeah, they were kind of goofy in their way, but they were just goofy enough to where it didn't break the tension of the game. Well, it almost did in a couple of cases, especially during right before they absorbed with Corn, because then it gets super serious there. Too bad we don't really learn more about them, other than they're just villains that. I mean, we learned more about them after we defeated them, and even then, not by much. When we go back in time to old Conquerim. Yeah, I kind of wish they were more in the game. Oh well. I mean, I think the game's just a decent amount of length. For what it is. Like, it's a good 30-hour game, more or less. Maybe 40, depending on how much grinding you do. If you do grinding, then yeah, this game could easily be like, you know, 50, 60 hours. You know, from doing the grinding for fishing, doing the Muscledome stuff, grinding the levels. Because there is one secret you can do from grinding levels, but I'll show that. I'm not sure that next episode is just like a stip at the very beginning of it. But I'll be doing that via another method, so, alright. Alright, here's where things get pretty bad here against Zora herself. Now, she also has kind of a pattern. It's not guaranteed. So the way she works is we basically need to make sure that her MP gets dropped down to where she just physical attacks. Now, the thing is, her physical attacks are still really bad because of how much damage she does. But we can manipulate stuff. So the way she works is basically every other turn, she may cast her Dark Typhoon. So we want to do the pattern of attack, spirit, no matter what she does. That way we can always be within the pattern of how her attacks work, you know. Yeah, she's got a decent amount of HP. So she's got 2,000 MP, and her Darkness Typhoon costs 200 MP, and she has a Stone Glare ability, which would turn you to stone, which is another reason why you want the amulet, because otherwise you would get you have a high chance of getting petrified. So she can do this about 10 times, give or take. If she uses Stone Glare a lot, that helps it even more, because we won't take any Stone Glare damage. Yeah, about 10 times is what we're looking at here. After that, then we can just spirit whenever we feel like it, or whatever. So, all right, let's keep going. Yeah, just now we can do some mirror cards finally. So. That'll get her damage down a little bit more. Alright, nice bit of damage there. Yeah, we're getting a little bit unlucky on her damage there, so alright, we'll just block a couple turns. Uh-oh. RNG's not working out for me right now. Yeah, I might have to block a couple of turns. Yeah, why is RNG being cruel to me today? Now I have to block for a couple turns, or sorry, spirit for a couple turns, and hopefully she doesn't smack me at all. Well, that's better than nothing, I guess, but still. I'd rather not take any damage, period, and get a couple of heal turns. Cast Glare on me, please. No, of course not. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Like I said, this is why you want to have a decent level here, because that way if the RNG decides to hose you, you at least have a kind of a window of backup, you know. But unfortunately, I need some turns where she just doesn't. I need her to cast some Stone Glare turns or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have to do this a couple of turns otherwise. Otherwise, I'll get unlucky. Okay, good start. Good start. Please cast Stone Glare a bunch of times so I can don't have to worry about it. Of course not. Yeah, of course the RNG doesn't want to work with me. You know, I knew we were gonna have a pretty bad RNG run when that gold bison kept casting bloody, or when Zane kept casting or using bloody horns on me every turn. I almost wish the life grail healed 10% of my HP. That'd be a little bit more useful than the 200, because I'd at least be healing a little bit more. But oh well. There we go. That's basically a free heal turn because you know, it won't do anything to me. It'll waste her MP faster too, so you know she's out of MP when she just starts attacking me every turn. But although if she gets in all her hits, that's pretty bad for me too, unfortunately, because she hits pretty hard. So that's the problem. Yeah, all her attacks can possibly do like 1500 HP or something like that if they all hit and I'm not blocking. Yeah, that could be dangerous. Yeah, I just have to keep blocking until my HP heals to a reasonable amount where I'm fine with, you know. Yeah. Well, luckily she's almost. Actually, unfortunately, I lost track of her MP count now. I think she's casted 6 times now. I think. Sorry, I lost track. You know. I should have been marking it down, but I wasn't. So, oh well. Yeah, heal, spirit until we're good to go. If I'm having this bad RNG now, I'm afraid to think of what the final round will be like. Because that could be really bad too, so. Yeah. Oh well, no glares, no nothing. Because she also has a possibility on every other turn to cast Glare instead of Dark Typhoon, but she's more likely to cast Dark Typhoon during that turn. Ow. Alright, block again, or spirit again. There we go, that'll lessen her, lessen her magic up a bit. Man, that would suck going through all this run and then forgetting her glare ability and then just getting hosed by that. Yeah, that's never happened to me because I knew knew what the whole thing was about. This has got to be her final Dark Typhoon. Because she cast glare quite a few times. Like 3 times. So that's got to be. That's got. Actually, she might have one more Darkness Typhoon in here, maybe. After that, we'll have to trust in the RNG gods. Because, you know, blocking her attacks, because she does over 100 damage if I'm blocking, so. Okay, I think she's actually out of magic. Because she was being pretty consistent with her, her magic attacks. Okay, now we can actually go on the offensive. Unless she gets a couple of good hits on me, then I'll have to spirit a couple turns. Do decent damage to her at least. And we get a good side, a good image of her backside. So her hitting me once basically negates my whole healing turn because of the whole, you know. She does over 200 damage if I'm not spiriting, so. I might just have to wait until I get a full spirit for mirror cards. Okay, looks like RNG is getting better again, I think. Okay, maybe I won't wait for mirror cards. Because that means more risk of her hitting me, so that's lowering my odds. Yeah, not 3,000 unfortunately, but no, don't, dude. Golly. All right, I'll just spirit a couple turns just to make sure I don't take as much damage. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, it's all RNG. If she wants to hit me every single time, there's not much I can do about that. Even if level 42 doesn't guarantee things, it just means I have a decent, like, a little extra defense and a little extra, like, HP just to be able to, like, oh, if she does hit me, I can at least afford it, you know. But like I said, I'm kind of running that kind of a good middle ground. Like 39 is the bare minimum, but I want to at least have a little bit of extra HP, so, and a little bit of defense. So yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen to me against the final boss. So, or the final guy of this gauntlet. So okay. Well, it still negates it a bit, but that's better than nothing. So. Yeah, she's definitely out of MP, as you can tell. Might just have to defend a couple turns. Just so I can get my healing back up. Yeah, I'll just wait for mirror cards. Yeah, too bad there's not a way to give ourselves more healing outside of the one life grail. Oh well. Or if the life grail... I know why it doesn't give that much HP. You know, it would make sense to make it 10%, but I know why it's stagnant, just because our HP never gets super high in this game, so it's actually a decent amount of MP restoratives for an item that just lets you have it for free, basically. Yeah, I think we still have quite a few turns on her because I've had to defend half the time because of RNG luck. Oh boy, that's not good. Yeah, if she hits more than twice, then it pretty much like negates we have to use a couple turns for healing at that point. Yeah, I might as well just save it for mirror cards at this point. Well, unless we get a good couple turns of no hits, then like I said, the more we drag it out, the more I run the risk of taking more damage. So, because you know the defender chain, I've never actually hacked the game, so I actually don't know what defender chain's chances of blocking attacks are. It's pretty high though. It's like I don't get attacked very often, so it's probably somewhere in the lines of like 70% or something. Really? Like right before we finish her off, you're gonna do like almost hit me with every single attack. Great. But I would say it's in like the 75% range or something like that, or at least. I don't know. It just feels like it's a pretty high percentage. Most websites don't have an actual percentage on defender chain percentages. Like people might actually have more knowledge about it than I do. But I could double check again while we're waiting. Nope, one more turn. See if anyone's figured it out yet. A lot of people says it's like 100%, but that's not true at all. But then again, I've never checked every single forum for everything, so. It says 95% chance on some people, so that could be it. Wait, what's our HP again? Yeah, okay. But I've had turns where I haven't blocked at all, so I don't know. I feel like it's more in the 80% or 75% chance range more than anything. Finally gone. Whew. Well, anyway, I'm like I said, no one knows the exact percentages.
Round 13.
All right, final round. Well, the unlucky round against Jet. And the problem with Jet is that you would normally have to like try to kill his H or MP so he wouldn't do his crazy attack. But the thing is, every time he clones himself, he restores all his MP back. So you want to, the way he works is we want to make sure that when he clones, we want to make sure not to hit the clones because he can only summon so many clones. The clones do negligible damage against him. But the thing is, he works just like the previous boss where he'll do a special attack every second turn. Well, not all the time. He has high chances of doing that. And if he hits you with every single attack, he could do like up to like 1500 to 1800 damage or something like that. And there's also a chance of him blocking your attacks too. So there's that. But yeah, we always want to spirit second turn until he runs. Well, actually, he might never run out of MP. That's the thing, because if he keeps cloning himself, then that's you're kind of hosed in that manner. So, and if he wants to block his attacks too, there's also that. So yeah, this guy is a pain and a half to deal with. And really, arts are pretty much the way to do damage at sea. Like if he hits me, he does like almost 300 damage per hit. I've had it where he's hit me with every single strike and almost killed me. That's how bad it's gotten before. It's one of those things you just raise your hands up and go, really? Out of all the percentages. But yeah, here's his big attack, the Shadow Break. Really, the tough part is figuring out when to where you know, his clones and everything like that. I would say when his clones come out, I probably wouldn't. If you can figure out his clones that don't actually hit the clone during that clone phase, I'd say, you know, just spirit a couple turns so you figure out which clone is around or whatever. So. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Well, luckily it didn't clone, so maybe we'll get lucky there. Yeah, he has the possibility. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, that's not good. I might have to spirit for quite a few turns until I heal. Because otherwise, you know. Yeah, I'll go and Spirit a couple turns. He might start. Until we get our healing back up. Yeah, this is where the this is where the bad boys and the good boys, you know, of RNG get summoned. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna block for quite a few turns to see if I can. Well, at least that's a free turn, so or a free heal. So, unfortunately, his AMP's now back up. But now I can use this turn to, well, one, heal, but also to figure out which one's the clone so I won't attack it, so. Because I can base on where their positioning is on the map, so. Okay, that was the clone. Clone can only attack once. I still have to block anyway because he might cast a magic, so. Because like I said, every time he clones, he gets his MP back, so crap. I'm gonna have to block another turn just to figure out where his clone is. At least he can only clone so many times. And like I said, they do negligible damage, so it's not even worth worrying about it, so. Okay, clone. But I'll still have to block next turn because of his MP. Okay, that's... Yeah, there's the real one. Ow. I'll just have to keep blocking until I get my, well, because it's the second turn again, so I need to block again. Or Spirit. I keep saying block. I mean, it is blocking, but that's not the actual term. It's a technical foul. Okay, he didn't cast attack or cast magic this turn, so there's that at least. But yeah, it's the one right next to me. That's how I figure out what attack to do. After that, I can just stick with, because the game will auto target your last enemy that you fight. So as long as he doesn't clone again, which I think 3 is the most he can do in one fight. Yeah, you can't do more than 3. So what? Oh, that's bad. Oh dear, that sucks. That really sucks, actually. I'll have to do quite a few turns. I thought I guessed the blocking and attacking phases. Oh, that sucks for me. That won't kill me, but that'll hurt a lot. Ow! That sucks, actually. Okay, well, now that I know, I can actually, now that he's summoned all his clones, I can basically, since he can't clone anymore, actually, I can actually waste his MP. So actually, I'll just do that. I'll just block until his MP's gone at this point, because I'll always be targeting him now in the future. So all right, just block until my MP gets maxed out. So I think we've actually got this now. Now that I just block every turn now. Yeah, see, it's like negligible damage then. And I can build up for an miracle. God, I can't believe I got unlucky with paying attention to my turns. Well, okay, we still don't have it because there is a chance the defender chain could hose me if I get really unlucky with the blocks. Yeah, luckily since his clone's only physically attacking, I don't have to worry about going through their magic attack. If the clones actually did the Shadow Break or whatever, that would we would be hosed. There would be no way to beat it, but luckily, yeah, just hopefully, well, better than nothing, I guess. I know you can only cast a Shadow Break like so many times, so. I just have to get lucky that he doesn't get a bunch of combos on me. Let me look. I need to look him up again. I've actually forgotten what his MP is at. Jet. His MP is 1,000. And Shadow Break. Let's see. Where's the cost on that thing? I think it costs like 200 MP to cast or whatever. pull that up really quick. Yeah, wait. Spirit again. I could swear I knew. I think it was like 200 MP. I had it on my notes somewhere, but. Let me look at them from my old sections when I first fought Jet, see what let's see. Shadow Break, yeah, Shadow Break is 200 MP. So he can only do that 5 times when he doesn't have a as soon as he does that, then we'll be good, so. How many times did he cast it? Twice since he stopped cloning? I think so. So yeah, I just had to block and just hopefully he doesn't hit me during combos. Yeah, so unfortunately this final bit's gonna be kind of boring because it's basically me crossing my fingers and then. And hopefully he doesn't get a couple of good smacks on me. Because I don't want him to get any hits, so I can actually heal up my HP to a reasonable amount. So I want to get out of the danger zone. The danger zone. Yeah, when I played this game like I forgot how many months ago it was to prep for this LP. I remember I got to this point and I was testing it and I got hit there was one round where I got hit by every single strike and I wasn't blocking and I was just like, I almost threw my controller down in frustration. I'm like, are you serious? Out of the percentage chance that you can block this guy, I got hit with every single attack, you know. It just, I remember being so mad at that point because I was just like, are you kidding me? And I think I was level 39 or 38 when I tested it too, trying to test the levels that you can be at to survive. Okay, I think that's 4. So I think he's got one more Shadow Break in him, and then we can wait till our HP to heal and go from there. Because then since he can't clone anymore, he'll be out of MP, so. Yeah, you almost want to have the beginning turns just defend until hopefully he clones himself the 3 times. The reason he can't clone himself more is the game can't handle more than 3 enemies on screen at a time, so. It just can't handle the power captain. Yeah, still in the danger zone. Gotta wait and see if he casts Shadow Break one more time or not. Okay, that should be his final Shadow Break. But I still want to wait for my MP to almost get maxed out before I start attacking him, because that way it'll give me a nice window of health for if he does get a couple of good strikes on me, that type of thing. Of course, not defending during the one Shadow Break really hosed me, like, really badly. I could have swore I was paying attention to the defend every turn, but I guess I wasn't, so. And I keep defending. And then we'll see if we run out of, see if he's out of Shadow Break. Don't hit me. Otherwise that defeats the whole purpose of blocking every turn. Yeah, we'll see if he casts. Oh yeah, and when I talked about, like, you know, when you attack him and your game memory saves to the last enemy you fought or last enemy you struck, so it'll always target him from now on. Yeah, like I said, I'm waiting until I get healed. So I said you don't want to do all this work and then all of a sudden lose it because, you know, you weren't paying attention. So. Yeah, if he hits me more than once, it basically defeated a whole turn of blocking. So, well, better than nothing. At least it didn't go past the 200 HP mark. So, yeah. Okay, good work. Getting lucky there. I think he's out of magic now. But every time you hit me, I have to waste another turn healing. So. Maybe when I get to the 2,000 mark, maybe I'll start attacking regularly. Then I get a good attack now, just since he's not shadow breaking anymore. Get my miracle art out of the way, because we're gonna be blocking a few turns anyway. So, okay, let's go ahead and get another miracle art on him, and then we'll. Let me guess, is this the time he hits me every single time? Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, that's bullcrap. Yeah, one time I don't block, he hits me with every... You are not going to block every single attack, are you? I think this is probably the one of the few times in this game you're going to see me get salty. Well, back to waiting until I get 99 AP again. As soon as I stop blocking, he hits me every time. I mean, you can't make this up, viewers. Now I have to wait for it to build back up again. This is what I get for not waiting until I hit 2,000, because I was like, oh, well, okay, maybe we'll get... No, seriously, game, you're not doing this to me. You were not hitting me with every single attack. After all that work, you were not doing that to me. Seriously. Wow. I can't believe the RNG gods just decided to take a dump on me all of a sudden. God, that really skeeves me off. All that work, and then it's just like, sorry, we just don't want to. We don't want to work because even though we have an 80% plus chance of blocking the attacks, we just don't want to work now. All of a sudden, I wonder if spiriting does help. Like, actually, I don't know this for sure, but I wonder if spiriting does improve your percentages of blocking with the defender chain. It might. I actually don't know that, like, legitimately. But still, like, it's still a pretty good percent chance even when you're not blocking, you know? And since I'm in the red, or yellow, I'm not even gonna consider fighting, so we'll just have to skip a couple turns of not doing anything. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really make this part of the battle any more interesting, unfortunately. Too bad I can't use items and use, like, a Wonder Elixir or something on myself. Yeah, go ahead and waste all my protection turns, you know, by hitting me. Oh boy. We're just playing the long game here at this point. Block, block, block. Please block. Block every time. Block all this stuff. Block with all your might. Spirit with all your might. Sorry, I'm trying to think of something to say now that we're just doing this. Sorry, the final half of this will be kind of a little bit boring because I'm just like waiting until I will not attack till I get at least 2,000 HP. I'm not even going to consider it now that they almost one-shotted me again, just because I stopped blocking that one time. At least his MP isn't, you know, being restored from the clones. Yeah, just how my life is at this point, I guess. I don't want to chop it up because I don't want to. The only time I chop it up is if I had like a real life issue occur. I hate chopping up a video because then it will like, you know, make it seem like I edited it to make it to where it was in my favor. But that's why this episode's probably gonna run a little long because I want to show off the legitimate go through. So. As long as you don't hit me. Yeah, defend me, Defender Chain. Use all your power. Get me healed up. A couple more good rounds. We should be. Like I said, as soon as I get to 2,000, then I'll start attacking him again. Of course, then again, if he blocks all my attacks when I hit my mirror card, that's gonna make it even more annoying. I forgot how much HP. Jet, I think Jet has like 30,000 HP or something crazy. Yeah, 34,000 HP. So this is gonna take a while, a long time. That's why I wanted to do at the ending of the dungeon as fast as I could. That way I could do the Muscledome for the rest of the episode, and then we'll save the rest of the stuff for the final episode. I still need to show off the Baccarat fighter one, where I actually go through the whole thing. So I might have to do that with like no commentary or post commentary, just so it'll be easier for me to focus. Okay, we're over 2,000. Now I can start smacking him again, I think. Okay, we're over 2,000, so we can start going back to physically attack him. And let me guess, every single hit will hit me. Well, he does have a 7 to 8 hit combo, so... Hey, he didn't block me this time. Awesome. Yeah, it's like, was it over 18,000 HP of damage or something like that if he hits me with every single attack. I only have to do this like 10 times, but, you know. Let me guess, all attacks are going to hit this time. Well, I need to build up for Miracle Arts anyway, so... Because arts are really the way you're going to get your damage from him, because he has a high chance of blocking your regular attacks. Actually, he has a high chance of blocking your arts, too, but still. This will give me a chance to heal up from the life grail. Maybe it's one of those things where the defender chain is like, you know, 50 to 70% chance if you're not defending, and then when you're defending, it raises up considerably higher. Yeah, I'll probably just do one more. Like I said, one more block just to get, or one more spirit to get a. Just so I can cast Miracle Arts. Yeah, you'd think this battle would be one of those things where you're like, oh, if you have the metal, not armband, the goblet where you have 100 AP, that would be the way to go. But nope, Defender Chain. You need Defender Chain. You cannot do this without Defender Chain. Like, there's no way you can do this without it. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Defender Chain probably makes the game like almost too easy, even with the Americanized difficulty increase. Maybe that's why they added the difficulties in enemies as well as gold and experience dropping, because the game was so easy because of the Defender Chain. That might be the case, actually. A lot of people thought it was nefarious. It was like a nefarious way, but maybe there was a legitimate trying to make the game more challenging. Because it is more challenging because all the enemies are buffed in the American version of the game. All right, only how many more times do I have to do that? 8 more times. But now we're at a pretty healthy HP level now, so we pretty much got this in the bag at this point. Even with the RG posing me, we were able to survive, so that's good. Yeah, I was definitely scared there for a minute. I was like, oh no, you know, that type of thing where it was scary. And I don't like being scared, man. It's just something that scares me. But okay, let's see, are we at... Nope. I want one to get to level 99 on this one. Or not 99. No, that's for something else. Just wait for our levels to calm down a bit. So, okay. Hit it with Miracle Arts again. Yeah, I think defending. I think spiriting does. Wow. I think spiriting really does help with the defender change percentages. That's gotta be how it works. Because as soon as I wasn't defending, he hit with every single attack. Alright, and then we'll block until we get our 99 back up. Yeah, defender change definitely raises your percentages from blocking from like a certain amount to like a 90% or something high like that. It makes sense though. Yeah, so I guess Jet is one of the more dangerous monsters in the game, depending on how things go. But well, without you know, equipment and everything, he's really dangerous. I think it's appropriate. Now, oh yeah, I never went over the reward for this. We actually get a it's the War God icon for beating him. So now the reason why you don't want to do this, don't want to beat this earlier, like level grind or something like that, to beat it before fighting Jet at the Absolute Fortress, is you don't actually get the War God amulet if you beat this before fighting Jet legitimately. I think it's some weird thing in the code about fighting him before, like in this form, before actually fighting him legit. That messes up the code. But anyway, if you, like, let's say you beat this before Jet, you don't get anything, but then you fight again after fighting Jet, you still don't get anything. You basically, the game glitches out and you miss out on one of the best accessories in the game because of fighting Jet too early, you know. So that's why you want to wait till the end of the game to fight this, or at least after the Absolute Fortress, before you do this. So. Yeah, we're still gonna take some damage from this guy, so. But. Alright, let's build up again so we can. So how many more times do I have to do this? Like six more times for Mirror Card to actually, like, finish him off? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Keep spiriting. Just keep spiriting. Just keep spiriting. Spiriting. I mean, I like the idea of Jet. Like he goes almost super armor or whatever when he fights you. He goes ah. Kind of like, you know, I assume he puts a Seru on himself. That's why he looks like that. And we'll spirit one more for another. Unless I get smacked again, but nope. Yeah, the idea of an enemy cloning himself is always can always be dangerous. But since we beat him pretty easily when we initially fought him. But okay. Once again. Maybe I should have made the Muscledome its own episode. But like I said, that's why I did the ending of the dungeon like at the very beginning, so that way it'd only be like, you know, 10 or 15 minutes of me doing that. And then go straight into the Muscledome, and that'd be the rest of that almost an hour of video or whatever doing that. The only thing I worry about is hopefully that the game, or one, it doesn't block, but two, that I don't have a power outage during this. But I'm recording this when there's no storm situation going on, so I should be fine. Huh, so far, well, I was about to say so far I was like getting lucky with the defensive stuff. I don't mind getting hit with the clones though. Well, at least getting hit raising my AP up a little bit, so. There we go. Yeah, pretty. Yep, just keep defending. The air kicking will not work on me. You fool! You cannot defend against my spirit and life grail. Yeah, I have the cup of God with me. It was made by a carpenter, man. That makes it all the more awesome. No, I was originally going to do something else during this episode, but I forgot how long this can take depending on RNG. So I was like, nope, never mind. This will be the end of the episode right here when we finish off Jet. Still got a couple. Ow. I wish you would attack me after I do my attack so I can get my AP up. But, no. Yeah, I generally try not to get salty in my recordings anymore. I did that in my early career, but I felt like that was just, I'm really not a fan of doing the rage stuff, even if I legitimately get, and I don't fake my rage. I legitimately get mad when if you see me do it in anything. It's good. Only a handful of times. Oh, he's falling down. Yay. There's only like 1 or 2 times I'll fake my rage, but that's more just for me joking, like like when you do the fake yell or whatever. But you can tell when I'm fake yelling and real yelling, like. But I try not to stress myself out too much when at my old age. I mean, I'm not super old, but I'm at that age where, you know, that stuff really is, I'm paying attention to that stuff now where, like, yeah, I can't really be getting my blood pressure raised or anything like that. Yeah, but I had my fun when I was a teenager. Now it's responsibility. Ew, responsibility. Ugh, I hate it. No. Yeah, sometimes we just have to grow up at some point. But that doesn't mean I can't still enjoy video games. Anyone who tells you that playing video games is a childish thing to do, tell them how yelling at a football player not catching a ball is any better than you playing a video game in your free time. You know, I never understood people like, you know, making fun of people play video games. Yet they'll watch a sport where they have other people do the sport and you don't actually do anything. And they're like, at least I'm doing something when I play the video game instead of just watching someone else do it. You know what I mean? Nothing against watching sports if you want to do that as a hobby. I'm just saying, don't mock me for, you know, playing video games when you sit on the couch eating food, watching someone else do something. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You know, I mean, I'm not saying you can't make fun of me. I'm just saying, call the kettle black in this case. I think one more turn? Yeah, one more good attack from him will be enough to finish him off. Okay. And one more. This should be one more good turn on him. So. Okay. Yeah, we're good as gravy at this point. So. Ow. Haha. Yeah, I can laugh now just because we've already survived the bad part of the phase. Yeah, I guess you could say the second half of the fight is easier just because as soon as he gets his clones out and you figure out which one's the real one, then it just kind of it's all uphill from there, or downhill from here. Sorry, using the wrong idiom in that case. All right, one more good miracle and that should be it. So. At least it should be anyway, unless he blocks all my attacks or something crazy like that. Ow. Stop it. So far so good where he's not blocking the attacks anyway, so. Oh, okay, never mind. I guess one more turn. I could have swore he was pretty much at it. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I could have swore that was it. Guess I wasn't paying attention, so. Yeah, just a couple more good turns of spiriting away. Spirit Away, even though there was no theme song to that movie. That was a good movie. I need to watch that again. Actually, I need to go through all the Miyazaki films again, except for Grave of the Fireflies. That movie's too depressing. I'm sorry, it's a good movie. It's so sad. I don't. That's the bad thing about making movies that are artistically powerful like that, is that they're good movies, but you never want to watch them again. Because unless you're in a certain mood to depress yourself, you know, you're like, I don't want to feel bad today. I already feel bad already. You know. Actually, usually most movies never get me that emotionally invested. But, you know, you can still kind of feel the effects of it, if that makes sense. Unless you completely separate yourself from that, which is quite possible. Okay, this has got to be it. Unless he blocks every attack at this point, so. There we go. And Jet is defeated. Now he just got his clones, but those are easy. They'll go out in one shot, so. Yeah, he can't. His clones can't clone him back. That'd be kind of crazy if his clones could do something crazy like that. That'd be insane. Good boy. All right. Goodbye, Jet. You are a worthy opponent. But I am the Muscledome Master. Victory. Whew, boy. That was fun. In a way it was, but still. And that master mode is completed. And the winner is Vaughn! Vaughn! What a fight, simply amazing. Congratulations, Vaughn, you made it through the master level. To commemorate his victory, we present Vaughn with the War God icon. And now Vaughn has the War God icon. Yes! Now I can legitimately equip it for the final battle of the game if I wanted to. Contestant Vaughn has won 13,000 tokens, so now we can actually buy whatever you want. Now what I'm going to do off screen is I'm going to grind these tokens to get 100,000 tokens, which means doing this battle like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Well, I do have the money, so I can actually buy some coins if I want to at this point, since I don't really need the money that badly. Because I want to buy the secret item for that, so we can get the final accessory of the game. Because the actually, okay, technically it's not the final accessory. There's one final accessory that we can do. But yeah, let me remind you what the War God icon does before we call it an episode. Where are you at? War God icon. It allows you to attack twice. And it doesn't matter what your AP is. So if you use, like, let's say you use a Miracle Art and you have 99 AP, it lets you do that twice. So you don't have to have more than 99 AP. So that makes it really powerful. That's why it's one of the best accessories in the game. But what is the final accessory of the game? And what awaits us in the final eras of the Juggernaut itself? Can we beat the boss, ultimate boss, and save the world from the mist once and for all? We'll find out next time in the finale of Legend of Legaia. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.